FKC Fantasy Hour, we're back. We are at full strength for this evening's show. The three of us are back. Eventually, we'll be joined in the human world by said vampire, Craig Horn. He's back from New York. He missed last week's show, the Breakfast at Wimbledon edition of the
Wednesday morning.
FKC Fantasy Hour. It was good. It was a good show. We got to do a morning show. That was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry, but 9:30 in the morning doesn't exist for me.
Well, I mean, we definitely forgot that you were.
Phone was on silent. Not going to hear it.
Yeah, we definitely forgot that you were all. We forgot you were working on Tuesday because you were going to New York for the weekend. So straight up forgot about that. So that was on us. We're back at full strength. We have some fun stuff to discuss. Bye weeks officially start this week, so we'll talk about bye weeks and who's out, who you really need to think about going and trying to get on the waiver wires. Who are your daily fantasy starts? Because I put a daily fantasy lineup in this week. On paper, it sounded really good, and then all of a sudden, I forgot they said hike, and it wasn't.
Was it most of our picks too?
I'll go over the lineup, and then we can talk about it when we get to that segment. But
how can we leave that guy out anymore?
I think I actually did put Nico, and I think he outscored everybody on my roster combined.
He's my cousin Nico. A couple leagues for some people, I bet. He's playing that good.
Me. I got him in Billy's league.
Yeah, that's huge.
He put up a huge fucking game for me this week.
Yeah, a couple this year so far.
We're at full strength, though, like I said. Craig the Vampire got win number 1.
Let's go.
In the Vampire League.
But tell him are we going to discuss what he did wrong?
Sure we are. But I'm also going to get the guy that's going to get somebody text messaged on this show. He picked Joe Burrow. I don't hate it.
No.
Of course. Homer.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Bengal fan.
You hate it.
I hate it from the fact that he now has to give the guy that he beat CJ Stroud. I think that's
no. I meant as a Bengal fan, Joe Burrow going forward.
Yeah, Homer.
Homer.
Yeah, Homer. How are we giving a guy who lost to a guy who didn't make a draft pick, arguably the hottest quarterback in football right now? How are we giving someone who lost to a vampire an upgrade? I heard Mac Jones is available. Give him Mac Jones.
Anybody.
The ghost of Zach Wilson passed.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know what? Here, better yet, you know what? Give him 1 week potential start of Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh yeah.
Spot start.
Nope. We're giving him CJ Stroud, the hottest quarterback in the National Football League right now.
The guy who helped you win against.
Feels real good to lose to the Vampire, knowing that I'm getting a fucking upgrade over a guy who's playing hurt right now.
He has.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks for kicking my ass this week, buddy.
Yeah, the guy who Craig beat has Anthony Richardson and now CJ Stroud. Going forward, it was an upgrade from Joe Burrow.
All right, cool. So when I don't check this lineup for the next fucking 3 weeks in protest, you guys will know.
Yeah, let Craig tell the story about
I won't go.
Yeah, let Craig tell the story of who he could have had. We could just listen and all.
All right. Well, due to the fact that I was on vacation and had gone out drinking the night prior, yeah, don't really drink that much, but fucking really felt good and didn't drive. Gave Mildred the keys. I'm like, nah, babe, you're driving. I'm just gonna keep getting fucked up. So, completely forgot about the London game where I don't know, some guy Bijan was playing.
He's pretty good.
And yeah, he's pretty good. So I could have added him, with Kyron Williams, which would not have been bad going forward. But instead, I woke up at 10:30 and that game had started. And according to the rules that were put in place, I think, after we drafted.
That draft took a while, so we had a lot of time to go.
I mean, all scored 7 years ago. We started the draft.
I mean, during the 3 weeks of the draft, we could have hammered out some rules, but instead, it's just a fucking shit show. So basically, I have to declare a player, prior to the games starting. If the game starts, I cannot declare a player in the game that started.
Pretty much where we landed
Yes.
on that.
So, looking at his roster, I completely overlooked guys like Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. And I'm like, I want Joe Burrow, fully hoping that he can come back from his calf injury. And,
and a pretty good matchup against Tennessee. Me and Mike were talking about it.
Yes.
Shitty corners get lit up. You figure this could be the game he comes back and is doing Joe Burrow things.
And then they said hike.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they snapped the ball. And at that point, once I had declared who I wanted, I have to give up a player for same position. Now everybody knows in this league it is running back, tight end, wide receiver. They're all considered flex players. So had I had picked a flex player like Devontae Smith and won, I could have given this guy Josh Downs. Yep. But instead, I went after Joe Burrow, and I had to give him my starting quarterback, which was C.J. Stroud, who's just basically on fucking fire right now, throwing from well over 300 and at least 2 touchdowns a game. But no, I'm going to get a guy that let's hope he doesn't go on the IR. And if he does, I have to look and see who the fuck is left out there.
So you would have had to give him a starting flex player, or you could have given him a bench flex player if you would have taken Bijan.
According to the man who runs this league,
can you say his name for the polling audience at home?
Hunter Biden.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Just giving you a shout out.
Feel free to watch this show.
Yes, I'm sure he will after today if he realizes we're talking about him. But anyway,
anything you're saying has been discussed in text messages, so it's not like.
Do you think that he's actually like his ears are ringing right now? Like there's a disturbance in the force. Like he knows that we're talking about him right now as we're recording the show, not live.
Or maybe one of the cat's tails are wagging.
No, it's
makes sense.
Well, I was telling you guys somebody else had an issue with one of their quarterbacks going down and how it's not fair, and everybody understood the assignment. Might not have been explained the best way, and I think a lot of this was trial and error. And
there's a lot of
my bad on that too. I take some accountability because I got you guys in this league too, and I appreciate it. We all show love and support, but
I have
this is more spring training for this thing, man.
I got a real feeling that there's going to be some league changes for the 3 fat guys on this show at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do a league run by this guy ever again. I mean, I'm sure.
I'm not. I think I'm maxed out in too many fucking leagues anyway.
Yeah, well, no, I enjoy it. It's fun, but what I'm saying is like, if you're going to run something, know what you're doing, know what you're getting involved in. And there's a lot of rules that go into it because there's so many scenarios. So something like how do you declare it? What do you declare it? What do you get? What do you have to give up? Should all be done before you draft a player. Yeah. And unfortunately, in this case, it wasn't. So going forward, we know what's ahead. If you guys want to decide and do what you want to do with it next year, that's fine. I'm in. But I think going with the vampire thing that I know you put them at a disadvantage because they're going to definitely lose a quarterback in a bye week. But if I kill you, I kill you.
I mean, and that's
but at the very least, it should be a bench player at the same position.
Somebody on your team. It doesn't necessarily have to be
starter, bench, irrelevant.
Right.
I will say that there will be,
and that's all that
there
matters.
will be if I do one next year, there will be a caveat that I will say you can't trade someone who got hurt during the game that you had them on your roster. Like even if it's like, oh, they're in concussion protocol for a week, you can't. I would just say you can't trade someone that's hurt.
No, and that's fair. But let's just say it's kickoff before kickoff, and like you said, he gets Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow fucking blows out his ACL.
No. I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying for the vampire.
Somebody who's
the vampire back to the vampire, right. because if Ryan loses to Craig, and he's like, well, I got this guy who's going to miss the next 3 weeks with a hamstring injury,
right?
With bye weeks and not being able to access the waiver wire for us that aren't the vampire.
But see,
I can't sit there and be like,
I still think that's good strategy on the Vampires' part, because he's also. But don't forget, he's also trying to make playoffs. Like he's fucking up everybody's fucking team. Period.
While I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm of the mindset of you're getting a player back that is going to play meaningful downs of football, barring getting hurt.
You can't control, right? But I was to say you can't control that. I mean,
but you can. But I'm saying, but you can control it on who you send.
Yeah, I basically understand. You're saying don't send damaged goods.
I mean, unless the person is sitting there saying, "Hey, if you want to send me so and so, I'm okay with taking him because he's going to come back in 4 weeks." But hey, Mike Williams tears his ACL, and Craig has Mike Williams on his roster somehow, and he's like, "You know what? Here, Ryan, here's Mike Williams."
There you go.
Yeah,
I kind of like that strategy. I'm sorry, I do. It might suck, but I kind of like it. I think it fucking.
No, I would much rather be like Craig. Send him the ghost of Zach Ertz and his 4.2 points.
And Craig gets the fucking Ferrari, and this guy gets the beat up fucking hoopty that don't mean shit on his team.
That's not even a beat up hoopty. That's a fucking 1-800 Cars for Kids.
Yes, and I have to go.
You're looking for a tax write-off,
bro. But still, I think it's valid. I think it's fair.
Those are things that will work out in the off season.
Agree to disagree.
No. But the thing is as we're talking about this now, we now have things to talk about in January, February, March, so that in April, when we start saying who wants to be in this league, and people go, "Oh, that sounds fun. What are the rules?" Here you go. Here's 1 through 74.
Enjoy our testament.
Yeah, here's the rule book. You can find it inside any of the drawers that are at your local Kinkos.
Yeah. We emailed you.
We emailed you
that email, bro. It's a long one. Enjoy.
Yeah, we CC'd you on that one, buddy. If it's not in there, check spam.
Just don't be confused whenever you open the email and you see from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
If they ask you for a social security number, it's not
right.
Yeah, if they want a credit card,
the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Who's got the holy water?
Yeah.
Not that compelling.
Oh, congrats on the win anyway, Craig. But honestly, you took an L.
Craig, I have some bad news for you.
What's that?
According to Fox Sports on the X, aka Twitter, Aaron Boone expected to be back as Yankees manager for the 20.
Ew.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd find a way here.
Awesome.
That's horrible.
All right. So, like I said, we got some real fun stuff to talk about. We got Craig his first dub in the Vampire League. Bye week start this week. Did we really have any big injuries this week, or did we fade a lot of things for the? Like, I know we lost some defensive guys. Tre'Davious White tore his Achilles in the game against Miami.
Javonte Williams with the hip. I mean,
Javonte with the hip. Sam Bradford, or not Sam Bradford.
Wow,
holy shit!
Sam Bradford. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Evil flashback for me right there.
Who the fuck told me that Matt Stafford and Sam Bradford were the same people? Holy shit! Yeah, Matt Stafford with the hip. I saw that Craig's man crush was potentially in concussion protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Herbert was it Herbie fully loaded?
No, it was a finger.
He hit it off the helmet. There was somebody that was in concussion protocol.
Jamal Adams, one play.
Nah, it was 9. It was like 9 plays. They said.
Yeah.
Then I watched Danny Dimes just soccer kick his fucking head as he was trying to go for a tackle.
God.
Ink. And he got mad that he couldn't come back into the game.
Yeah, he was upset. But
T. Higgins broken rib. That was the guy that I wanted to talk about, and it just popped up on my page.
Did they have a trade T. Higgins? Did Brandon and Manning ever trade T. Higgins?
No.
I tried to send them something too. It's the thing about it. It doesn't make sense for them because they have nobody else late round keeper, and that's what they're trying to say is that they kind of pin themselves in a corner because they moved Trevor Lawrence up to that top
yeah, they should have left. They should have left Trevor down and moved.
They should have left Trevor down and moved T up, and that
way. Then trade Chase and get the world for him.
I don't even think you get the world for him.
So I'm a Bengals fan, and I have Joe Burrow. not getting the World this year.
No.
Joe can't throw the ball down the field. It's why we can't beat the Tennessee Titans. And I'm supposed to give you the world for a guy
in the dynasty league going forward, though.
But they already gave
but
up.
Why am I giving? Okay, Vampire League. Why am I giving them any kind of relief? Let them figure out their roster crunch, and whenever one of those guys becomes available, hope that I can trade up and go get them instead of having to let them or make them waste a first round draft pick to redraft somebody that they want. I'm not gonna give them relief. I'm not gonna give them the world and relief at the same time.
Yeah.
No chance. Not a chance. So Higgins says he might try to play through the broken rib. I don't necessarily know that I hate it. I don't necessarily know that I love it. Kenny Pickett has a bone bruise. Will supposedly practice.
Yeah.
That might be something to watch, especially with your quarterbacks being on bye in a redraft. If you don't have Baker Mayfield, if you don't have Justin Herbert, who the hell else is on bye this week?
Cleveland.
Watson.
Yep.
Washington.
So if you don't, if you have one of the four of them starting, you don't really have a backup.
Oh no, excuse me, you're right. Washington.
It's just it's Cleveland, LA, Seattle, and Tampa Bay. So talking about the rankings here, the quarterback rankings for this week according to ESPN. Stop if you've heard this before. The number one quarterback going into this week is Patrick LeVon Mahomes II, playing at the Minnesota Vikings. Is anybody surprised?
No.
Wait, is that game in prime time?
No.
Kirk Cousins has a shot to win the game.
I don't know about win the game because that defense is
425 in Minnesota.
Well, did you see, Ryan, I sent it in the Media League chat.
Yeah.
The corner from Minnesota
Yeah.
is absolutely ready to talk the most trash to Kelsey about Taylor Swift.
Good luck.
Because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some of the guys on the Jets were doing it because he was just.
I think those linebackers drop back in coverage and picked them off. He lollipopped a couple throws out there that he normally put some zip on. He just didn't look himself. I don't know. But going into this week, like you said, I'm not arguing that number one. No shot with that defense. Sure.
Rounding out the top 10, Jalen Hurts at 2 against the Rams. Josh Allen against the Jacksonville Jaguars at 3. Lamar Jackson on the road at Pittsburgh 4. Anthony Richardson 5. Tua Tagovailoa at 6 against the Giants. 7 is Kirk Cousins against the Kansas City Chiefs. Jordan Love at 8. Justin Fields at 9 for some god no fucking reason. I don't know. And number 10 is Joe Burrow against the Arizona Cardinals. Interesting name at 11. Josh Dobbs of the Arizona Cardinals.
Balling.
They're not that bad.
They're not.
They're not as bad as their record says.
No.
They definitely should have.
They should have beat the Giants too.
Beat the Giants. They should have beat the Giants. You got them at 2-2, and with a good feeling going forward that they can win and they can. Well, they couldn't hang with the 49ers, but
no, that's the best team in football. Period. As an Eagles fan, that's
almost
the best team in football.
Almost 302 a game. Not bad.
Yeah. That guy Christian McCaffrey's pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say this. I don't love the name that I'm going to mention here at number 20. They have Jared Goff against the Carolina Panthers at 20 in their quarterback rankings. When did the Carolina Panthers become the San Francisco 49ers on defense, and why the fuck is Jared Goff ranked so low?
Yeah.
Or are we expecting David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs to run all over Carolina? Because if there's a quarterback who's looked hot the last 2 weeks in finding his connection and love of Sam Laporta and getting the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Craig has mentioned the fact that they're getting back Jamison Williams.
Yep.
And we're like, you know what?
Right time, man.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's put him at 20th. We'll put guys like injured Matt Stafford, Zach Wilson at Denver, Sam Howell against Chicago, Brock Purdy against Denver, or excuse me, against Dallas. Oh, I don't know. Wait a minute. Maybe the 14th ranked quarterback, Daniel fucking Jones, against the Miami Dolphins. What?
Yeah.
What?
In the Remedial League this past week, I had the Justin Fields, DJ Moore on my bench for Jared Goff and Laporta combo, just because I didn't see this coming, and I still think I start Goff this week over
1,000%
Fields.
starting Jared Goff.
Yeah, thank you. Moving forward, he stayed on my bench. Period.
I'll also say the fact that ahead of Jared Goff is Russell Carrington Wilson playing the goddamn Jets.
Stop. I
No,
might take Zach Wilson over Russell Wilson. That's the Wilson I'm taking in that matchup these days.
Oh, hold on. Notable quarterbacks after in the top 25 because Jared Goff is 20th. Dak Prescott, the questionable Jimmy Garoppolo, Ryan Tannehill, FKC Fantasy Hour bet of the week, Desmond Ridder.
Rough Ridder.
We'll talk about his stat lines here in a moment.
I figured we get into it.
And number 25 is Derek Carr, who has a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is two guys that are hurt, the guy who's playing the best defense in football, a guy who hasn't thrown a passing touchdown since Vietnam, and Desmond Ridder.
When he was in Vietnam, right?
No, he had one. He had one to Drake London. So don't.
Oh, hey, Drake London actually made the flight. I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
We didn't go bagel again. All right, cool.
He threw one and lost 3.
Jesus Christ. His stat line against Jacksonville, Desmond Ridder's 19 of 31 for 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, a passer rating of 62.7.
Let's go.
His total stat line through I guess what's that, 4 weeks?
Yep.
74 of 119, a 62.2 completion percentage.
We're on pace.
744 passing yards.
Lighten them up.
3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a quarterback ranking of 77.9. Does anybody want to guess what his QBR is and where he ranks in the National Football League?
7-36.
A little higher. Got a 66 passer rating.
Correct.
And probably don't forget, he's got a rushing touchdown, so that counts too. So I got 4. Don't forget.
Grasping at straws, my guy.
All I had to get was 15, I thought, or 16. We're almost there, dude. Okay. Quarter of the game's played.
Quarter of the way there, 4, quarter of the way in the season. Let's go. Wait till he gets benched for Tyler Heineke.
He's got 4.
Fuck him. His QBR right now, 29.2. He ranks 31st in the NFL.
Light it up.
Right.
I think Aaron Rodgers, who took.
They're almost winning some games. Stop that.
Buddy, they haven't scored in the last 2 weeks.
I just told you, fucking London had a touchdown.
A meaningless touchdown after he already threw a touchdown to the Lions or to the Jaguars. I mean, he threw 2 touchdowns this week. One was to the other team, though. That doesn't count.
Rough Ridder, dude. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I'm losing
so
this bet.
Fucking bad. So bad.
He's getting bad. I don't even know. Do we know who the backup is?
Tyler Heineke.
Buddy, he might.
He is. If he loses the next 2 games, Taylor Heineke will be the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons.
You might be right. I might roll the dice if he loses this next one and just be like, let's see what we got.
Let's see what we got behind him. No. Looking at the running back position, surprise to nobody on this panel, the number 1 running back is Christian McCaffrey this week against Dallas. Bijan Robinson at 2, Josh Jacobs at 3, Tony P at 4. The questionable duo of Saquon Barkley and Kyron Williams at 5 and 6. The return of Alvin Kamara at 7, DeAndre Swift at 8. Devon 2 Chains at 9, and David Montgomery rounds out the top 10. Are we okay with 2 Chains being in the top 10? And has he officially unseated Raheem Mostert as the number 1 running back in Miami?
I hope not.
Not all at once, guys.
Yeah. Oh, it's a tough question.
I mean, Mike McDaniels has made it a pretty obvious answer.
Yeah, but Mostert is one of his guys as well. You know,
is he on a snap carry? Because we know it's just a matter of time until he goes out with a knee injury 4 weeks into the regular season. Like, is that what we're doing?
Well, that would be perfect timing because they're getting ready to have Jeff Wilson to come back, who's another IR. Fucking let's hang out there for a few weeks. Tag, you're it. I did 1 through 5. You're gonna
Like
do
we talked
5.
about.
Yeah,
we talked about it with DeAndre Swift in the Philadelphia fucking backfield. We didn't
I
know it was
think
going to be the
on
Miami
that one.
backfield.
Yeah.
I think they probably just keep them in maybe a 55-45 type split, seeing how Mostert goes up
Colonel
until
Mustard.
and then hopefully if Mostert can stay healthy and if they get Wilson back, I mean, you trade one of them. And obviously I'm talking either Mostert or Williams.
So you
Wilson.
trade Mostert and a draft pick to the Indianapolis Colts for Jonathan Taylor. Say less.
Here's the thing. I get it, but if A-Chain is their future, there's no point in going after a guy like Taylor if you're already letting this kid know you're our future. I get it. You're bringing in Jonathan Taylor for maybe the 1-year rental, but you're probably going to have to give up a lot for a 1-year rental.
I would just re-sign him. Welcome to the new NFL where you have 2 number 1 running backs on most rosters.
I get it.
I mean, this isn't 1999. Eddie George isn't carrying the ball 465 times a game.
Yep.
So you've still probably got to go through Kansas City.
Sure, but I would rather go through Kansas City with
and
2
Buffalo.
number 1 running backs.
I was gonna say they tried to go through Buffalo with that attack.
I mean,
it didn't work.
They tried to do it with 2 chains, and how'd that work out for them? They got into a shootout and they lost. But if you got a running back who can carry
2 touchdowns, though.
But all I'm saying is, if you have 2 running backs that you can go out there and that that are 100%, you can keep the ball out of You can keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. You keep the ball to Patrick Mahomes' second hand. It might make sense to go get him. You know what? Looking at how bad Joe Mixon has been for the Cincinnati Bengals, if you tell me right now it's Jonathan Taylor for the 27th overall pick in the draft, and that's where you think the Bengals are going to finish, sign me the fuck up right now.
Yeah.
Give me a fresh leg Jonathan Taylor and Joe Mixon carrying the ball 1,000 times a game. You want to know why? Because it doesn't mean that Lamar Jackson's going to be able to run fucking a lot because he's not going to be on the field.
Yeah.
It keeps my defense off the field. It keeps my defense refreshed. It keeps my offense from having to have fucking Joe Burrow throw the ball 54 times a game. And maybe, just maybe, they can run a play out of the fucking I formation, something they haven't done all fucking season. 85% of their snaps out of the fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
Speaking of Joe Mixon.
That's my quarterback in Vampire League. You watch how you talk about him.
It's my quarterback for life, my guy. By the way, Joe Mixon somehow in the top 15 of running back rankings this week against the Arizona Cardinals. Why?
Yeah, because
he's not Christian McCaffrey. He ain't going to catch 35 passes.
He's still number 1 running back in the NFL.
I think I benched him this week.
Damian Pierce is at 25th.
Yeah.
Notable running backs ahead of him. Isaiah Pacheco, Brian Robinson Jr., James Conner, Ramondre Stevenson, Jonathan Taylor, who's still listed as out against the Tennessee Titans. Who in the right mind does these fucking rankings for ESPN? Because they are dog water.
Eric Carabell.
There's like 8 of them, and they come up with their fucking the average mean. Alexander Madison hasn't ran for I feel more than 3 yards a carry all fucking season, and he's ahead of Damian Pierce. Who? These rankings are dog water.
But they just see names. They don't even, probably just here's my list. It's this guy don't even play anymore.
The way you're talking right, and the way Mike's talking right now, I think I might be keeping less running backs next year.
Yeah.
I mean, don't blame me.
Yeah, the only reason we went into it saying it was going to be the toughest position this year, and we ain't wrong.
I have 2 bell cow running backs. It's the only reason why I have 2 running backs on my fucking roster. And I kept Damian Pierce because he was young. If he keeps performing the way that he is, he's probably not being kept. Let's be real here. Let's have that conversation in the Dynasty League. I kept 3 running backs because my other choices were not great.
And like you said you had Swift at one point too, and you was like, I'm giving
Yes.
up on him. You know what I mean? You have to make those choices sometimes. Like, I don't look good. It's not a good fit for him. You're like, you get 3-4 years out of any running back you're taking in Dynasty now, and it's gone after that. And it's how long do I keep him? Is it worth keeping him? Do I bring this young guy up? I mean, I think I got 3-4 more years out of Stephon Diggs. Traded him for Derrick Henry 2 years ago. I'd rather.
I traded you, Derrick, and I traded you, Derrick Henry.
I think I gave
years
you
before that for Mixon.
Right?
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Both of you guys have had Derrick Henry because I fucking cut his ass after he played like dog shit for 6 weeks or 7 weeks out of the Antonio Brown CTE trade.
Mm-hmm.
And that still wasn't the worst pick out of that fucking first round, fucking Royce Freeman.
I mean, what are you doing with Derrick Henry next year? You keeping him? Exactly.
I will probably keep him and Christian McCaffrey again.
And then
that's
probably it for both of them.
And if I don't, it's Christian McCaffrey and Dameon Pierce.
Okay.
I think I end up keeping 2 running backs.
Yeah. But like I said, these are the modern day problems of keeper leagues and running backs. It's the same in the NFL. How long do you keep him for, and is he worth the money?
Yeah. And when you can sell him for the farm, sell him for the farm. Don't wait, like and then said, whenever
like we just look what Brandon did with Jonathan Taylor. You got Jamar Chase, like you said. All right, I'm gonna shit the bed with Chase this year, but guess what? It's better than Jonathan Taylor's doing anyway. Got more points.
Not by much.
Not by much. You're right.
The number 1 wide receiver this week is Jay Jetta's Justin Jefferson against Kansas City. Devontae Adams at 2. Tyreek Hill at 3. Stephon Diggs at 4. AJ Brown at 5. Jamar Chase at 6. The IR still not activated Cooper Kupp is at 7. Again, what the fuck are these rankings? This is so just bad.
Going off names, bro. Just going off names.
CeeDee Lamb 8, Amon-Ra St. Brown 9, Garrett Wilson in the 10 spot. We have IR'd Cooper fucking Kupp. But we don't have Puka Nacua.
And not,
we don't have
not the guy who's leading the league in receptions and yards. Not that guy in the top 10. Let's not put him in there. On the same team.
We got Jamar Chase, but his quarterback can't throw it more than 17 yards down the field. But we don't have Brandon Ayuk. We don't have Deebo Samuel. We don't have Jalen Waddle. We don't have Hollywood Brown even. Hell, we don't even have my cousin Nico
Suave.
Nico Suave coming in 17th. I'd take him ahead of probably Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave because guess what? Zach Wilson and I don't give a fuck who's throwing for New England or for New Orleans. If it's bum ass shoulder Derek Carr or Jameis Winston, both of them sucked for me this week because I had Olave and he got me a total of 1 fucking point.
Yeah.
I'm good. Give me Nico Suave because at least CJ Stroud likes to throw him the fucking football.
And what's the other guy too? Bell?
Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with him. Adam
Who's that quarterback? Who's the quarterback throwing him the ball?
CJ Stroud, buddy. I don't know. Have you heard of him?
I mean, did you know about him? I heard he was pretty good.
I think I had him this week.
If you're in a league where you get to pick your lineup every week, I would suggest starting him. But I wouldn't give him away to someone for $3.99.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I got Joe Burrow for him.
So you paid them? That's cute. This is coming from the Bengals fan on this show.
Yeah.
Damn it, man. Run better. Just run better.
Guys, I'll never forget. First episode of this show. I'm gonna be the vampire. Just let me steal a win in the first couple weeks. Fucking steals the win, and we're sitting here. God.
He stole the win. He got the win though.
But you lost in the outcome.
Oh, yeah.
You got worse.
Buddy, I don't know how a vampire goes from having no advantage at all to getting kicked right in the shin. First time he wins. Hey, by the way, congratulations on your win. You won't go winless. Here's a kick right in the dick.
Oh, you left the best
some-
part out, dude. I got an email today. Craig proposed a trade in Vampire League.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Want to tell him the trade?
Wait, what happened?
Was it
I
CJ
thought
Stroud
that
for? Was it CJ Stroud for Joe Burrow?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I like the upside. I like the upside. He's got better receivers.
He proposed a trade.
Let's put it in the Walter Football app and see what it creates that
Oh
trade.
my god! It's so
Well,
good.
here's the
I'm
thing:
like,
if he,
is this real life
what
right
if,
now?
Just declines it.
but if he proposes the trade, I'm going to reject it.
Just decline it.
No, keep him. Keep him. I'm just going to next week.
God, can you? Hey, you know what? You know, maybe we should do that. We should play Russian roulette. If you want to keep your other guy instead, you can keep him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna put that in there. Hold on.
Just kidding. I'm good.
JK, we're good with my lineup.
Good, man.
Terry McLaurin at 22, DeAndre Hopkins at 23, George Pickens at 24, Calvin Ridley at 25, Jacoby Myers at 26, Christian Kirk at 27. Other notables: Romeo Dobbs at 34, Tutu Atwell's at 36, Gabe Davis is at 39, Jahan Dotson at 41, Traylon Burks at 51. The ghost of Odell Beckham Jr.'s former ACL is at 55. Anything surprising here?
No.
Yeah.
Anything we want to talk about at the wide receivers before we move on to the tight ends?
I'm good.
All right. Kelsey, Hawkinson, Mark Andrews.
What is it?
I didn't see it.
I said, since the transaction hasn't happened yet, can we just call it a wash and I'll keep Stroud? He can keep Burrow.
Just kidding.
JK.
Just kidding.
Kelsey.
I know, it's so funny. Proposed trade. I'm like, this is Craig proposing this trade. Oh, I forgot he's got to send him to his team.
He's got to send him a guy, yeah.
So I'm just going to reject it.
Just start rejecting the trade.
I'm just
No, we don't
rejecting
want it.
the trade.
Don't want
I
it.
think that's awesome.
No means no.
Just kidding, bro.
No means
Send me
no.
something better.
Yeah. You know what? Send me another offer.
I didn't read the rules prior, so.
You know what? I didn't get that pamphlet from our Lord and Savior Jesus. Tight ends are Kelsey, Hawkinson, Mark Andrews, Darren Waller, Evan Ingram in the top 5. Kittle, Laporta, Ferguson, Ertz, Goddard, Cole Kmet, the top 11. After 11, who gives a shit at the tight end position? I feel like.
Thank you.
Honestly, after the top 4, who really
5.
gives a fuck? Maybe add
Don't
Sam
mean shit.
Laporta. Add Sam Laporta into the mix.
Yeah, don't mean shit.
You know, honestly, if you don't have a top 7 tight end according to these rankings, I'd like to introduce you to the "Who Gives a Shit" portion of the show because
It's like I
Who
said
gives
this
a
weeks
shit?
ago. People top 10 tight ends. I'm like,
Agreed.
why are we even wasting time talking about anything other than the top 5? You're like, you know what?
you ain't wrong. He ain't lying.
Saves time.
Exactly.
Sam Laporta. That's the only one we missed on.
Defense and special teams rankings. The top 5 for this week: Ravens, Commodores, Dolphins, Lions, Saints. The 6 through 10 is the Colts, the Patriots, the Bills, the Jets, and the Houston Texans. I would have the Texans probably higher playing Desmond Ridder, especially as how well they were able to contain Kenny Pickett.
It's at Atlanta, though.
Buddy, that game could be played in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and I would fucking take Houston's defense to stop fucking Rough Ridder.
The Saskatchewan.
No Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Yeah, you know what? Hold on.
Chick-fil-A
Hold
on Sunday.
Hold on.
They closed. They're closed.
I know.
We got to have a conversation about this. Those of you that don't know, I do a wrestling show with the head of Huddle Up Incorporated, Big Jim, and our friend Joe Lopez. And we were talking about WrestleMania locations. And we were like, because we were talking about Cody Rhodes, and we were like, hey, you know what if we did WrestleMania next year at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta? And I literally told Jim and Joe this on the show. I said, are you guys trying to make sure that I don't make it back from Atlanta? And they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, how in the hell am I supposed to go to WrestleMania in Atlanta and night 1 be able to enjoy the Lord's chicken sandwich and then tell myself on night 2 I can't have the Lord's chicken sandwich? You guys are trying
on Saturday.
You guys are trying to make me commit a hate crime in the state of Georgia. It won't go well.
No, Ryan is right. Listen, what you do is because you get the same seats on Sunday, right?
Just tape it to the bottom of the seat.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
They don't clean those arenas or anything. Fuck them.
Buddy, you could probably
No,
sell
put them
that
in
thing
plastic bags. Leave a note.
10X. Yeah,
Say,
10X.
Do not throw away.
Put a reserved sign.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with
They'll
this?
say the chicken that's cooked. It'll just the bun would be soggy by the time you got back the next day.
When I get back to the seat, just rip it off. I have a friend in Jesus. They're going to look at me like,
and that's how you get Chick-fil-A on a Sunday.
Yeah, 30-piece nug, tape it to the bottom, no bun, you're good.
They're literally going to be like, how the hell did this fat kid get Chick-fil-A on Sunday? What the fuck magical powers does he have?
He must know somebody. He must be a McMahon.
All right, that was our sidebar.
Wait, is that Nicholas? Is that Nicholas? Yeah. Didn't he win the tag team championship?
Wow, he got really old.
He's fat.
Did he eat the smaller version of Nicholas?
The kid was 12 5 years ago. What happened to him?
He's got a full beard. He looks like he could be someone's dad.
Damn, life on the road really aged that kid. Let's see a dark side of wrestling about this kid in a few years.
Oh God, that was too good. All right, so that one sucked because the Chiefs sucked. All right, so I did a couple of the free contests because I was bored. Didn't want to spend any money on DraftKings this weekend because I really didn't love it. So the lineup that I put in last week that I want to talk about, 157.6 points was my total point production. I started Matthew Stafford, 20.16 points. I started Christian McCaffrey, 51.7. Javonte Williams, hip injury. That was a solid 3.9. My boy Tutu Atwell, 7.4. Nico Suave, 38.8. Hooked on a Thielen, 15.2. Pat Freiermuth, who also got hurt in that game, 3.7 points. Keenan Allen, 12.20. You know, standard Keenan Allen performance. He puts his age up and then he decides to go missing. Shocker. And then I had the Rams defense, which scored me a whopping 4 points. The winner scored 249 points. They had Justin Fields, Christian McCaffrey, Khalil Herbert, who put up 25.2, Michael Thomas, whopping 9.3. He also had Nico Suave, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, 27.6, Josh Jacobs, 27.9, and the Cowboys defense, which scored 27. So that was the winner. He won that contest. Second place had AR-15, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Ayuk, Nico Suave, Puka Nacua, Logan Thomas, hooked on a Thielen, and then the Carolina Panthers defense.
I was nowhere near that last week.
No, man.
I was nowhere near that last week.
I think I was in the 140s. So,
like I said, my total was 157. So, but the good thing about it is we can try again this week. I'm going to go right now into a classic contest for Sunday's games. I'll do the 5-hour energy 5K challenge. Quarterbacks. Let's talk about a value pick and a guy that you think you have to start this week. Craig, I'll let you go first.
Guy you have to start is Patrick Mahomes. After nearly losing to the Jets last week, being held in check, he has not put up any massive games. And I could throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns against Minnesota. So,
I mean, I've watched Ryan do it on Turkey Bowl Thursdays.
Yes, it happens. It happens. And if we're going for value, I'm looking at the Gilf Hunter. They're 4,900 going against Denver.
I heard he was hanging out with Donovan after the game too.
He was. He's going to be. It's going to be like Kelsey and Taylor and Kelsey and Swift on Philly. which I think is the best couple out of them all.
Me too.
And then the Gilf Hunter is going to be smashing their mom. Good for him.
It's all relative. It's all relative, literally.
Ryan?
Probably Patty. Must start, and then I don't know what golf's going off at, but
Golf is going off at 6,300.
That's a pretty big number. Maybe you take Russ against the Jets.
He is going off at 5,700.
Those would be my two.
My must start is Tua Tagovailoa against the New York Giants. 7,100. My value is only $1,100 less. We've talked about him a lot on this show. I think he stays hot. I will take C.J. Stroud against the Atlanta Falcons on the road. He is going off at 6,000. I think either one of those quarterbacks are good plays. So for listeners' sake, I'm going to put C.J. Stroud as my quarterback in this lineup. The running back position, give me a value guy and a starter. A must start, Ryan.
Obviously CMC. I think we all would be in agreement there.
He is actually not available in this one because it's
Sunday what they do? Are they late night?
It's just the Sunday day games.
Oh, okay. Probably give me, Montgomery. Just what he's been doing.
David Montgomery going off at 6,600 this week
against the Panthers, who not a great defense. And depending on what's going on in that Baltimore backfield, again, I don't know what Melvin Gordon did. I know he had some moments, but I know Gus is there too, but either one of them makes sense.
Okay, Craig?
If we're going for value, McLaughlin, 5,000 going against the Jets for Denver because Javante's probably not going to be playing.
Uh-huh.
And if I'm going a must start, my waiver wire pickup for week 3 in 2 weeks, which was Alvin Kamara. I mean, the guy stepped in last week and just let's throw him the ball like 15 fucking times. The only thing that sucks for me is I have a Olave in a couple of teams too. So, but Kamara, I think they're just going to run him into the ground this year, and then.
How many catches did he have too? By the way, because he didn't rush for
at least 13.
I know he had. Yeah, it was 6 targets. It was.
He had.
His
it was 11. He had 13 catches. 14.
Jesus Christ, man!
Wait!
Fucking catches.
13 catches for 33 yards.
I know. I know. I was waiting. Okay, cool.
Pass caught and tackled.
Yeah.
For value for me, I'll stay on the Denver bus. I'm gonna say Samaje Perine is another guy. If Williams doesn't play, but I'm gonna say the guy who is my must start, and I've actually put him in the lineup with McLaughlin because I needed a fairly cheap second running back, so I'm gonna start him. My second guy is I'm gonna go with 2 Chainz.
That's a good pick too. We talked about him
against the Giants. I just think that they're just gonna use the running back machine here and just try to just outwork the New York Giants. And Kenneth Walker proved it last night. The Giants defense is very runnable against. It's awful. The defense is terrible. Wide receivers, my value guy, 5,600. I took CJ Stroud. I'm going to stack him. Give me Nico Suave. Give me Nico Collins as one of my wide receivers that I'm going to start. I feel like the absolute must start guy, if you can find a way to get him in your roster because he costs 9,000. I think it's Tyreek Hill. I think he's due for a big game because of how bad of a game he had against Buffalo. And I'm not going to say he had a terrible game, but still not a game that he would want to have multiple of in a row.
Yeah. So just real quick, I was watching their secondary is pretty good. Geno didn't throw for a ton. DK didn't go off. Lockett their secondary for the Giants is pretty good.
Yeah, that's
So
more on the quarterback getting hurt and being up 21-3, you know?
Yeah. I was real scared of fucking Drew Lock last night.
I was just going to say he looked good against them, too.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that their secondary played really well to keep guys like Lockett and Jigba and DK all in check. You know?
Well, also having a fucking 24-3 lead helped, too.
Yeah.
The whole game, too.
I will, as a guy who I will take as a streamer for cheap value, I'm going to take Marvin Mims against the Jets. We're going to see how bad both these teams are. This is going to be let's see how bad both teams are. He's going off for 4,000. I get it. Cortland Sutton's probably going to have Sauce Gardner on him most of the day. So give me the number 2 option in in Denver. And my other wide receiver, because I'm going to start 3 of them, Michael Pittman Jr. against the Tennessee Titans, 6,400 right now. I don't think Tennessee secondary is good. Yes, they kept Joe Burrow in check because I think the front 7 got to Burrow a lot in that game against Cincinnati, because when you know that a quarterback can't escape your rush, what do? You send the fucking house and make him throw uncomfortably the entire game. Anthony Richardson isn't in the same predicament. That guy can get away from run and scramble for his life and throw balls up. Michael Pittman is my 3rd wide receiver. Craig, what do you have for must start and for value?
Well, if not Goff, the other white guy,
Matt Stafford?
Receiver. No, receiver. Jesus.
Puka Nakua?
Cup.
Oh,
if Cooper Kupp doesn't play, you have to start Puka at 77. And the one guy that I've loved for the last now going to be 3 weeks, Thielen, 5,100.
What's he going off at?
5,100.
Oh, I might have to go put him in instead of Marvin Mims. I might have to pay the extra 1,100.
All right, he had a dud last week.
Yeah, but he was due a dud. He was due one, and they were down in that, and they scored like a defensive touchdown in the game. So Minnesota had the ball for a while in that game, early in the first half.
Yeah.
Ryan, what do you got?
Obviously, JJ or even AJ Brown must start for me. One of those two, if you can find a way to get them in your lineup these days. Big Nico fan as well.
They're just so expensive, those top couple guys.
I know, but if you can find a way to get one of them, do yourself a favor, get one of them. Either you go running back or you go receiver, but pick one. You got to go big on one in order to stay.
Yeah, that's almost start the cheapest defense, start the cheapest tight end, start the cheapest whatever. Knowing that you're gonna get.
I might go with a stack with if I'm going all Detroit at that point. If I'm going golf and I'm going Montgomery, maybe take your boy coming back off suspension, Craig. I don't know what he's going off at.
Jameson.
Yeah.
Jameson
probably cheap. Let's see if they,
4,000.
There you go. Let's kick the tires on it. Let's see what we got. You want value? You got to,
Josh Reynolds is going off at 4,200. The number 2 option there.
Number 2 option there too. So something to think about if you're playing with it and you need somebody cheap this week.
Head coach Dan Campbell said that Williams will have a limited role should the receiver be active in Week 5 against the Panthers.
All right, so maybe we're a week away from Jameson Williams being a DFS.
Yeah, but remember the last time he came off last year when he came back from injury, he had 2 bombs for 80-something yards. And,
I think Dan Campbell might hold him back a smidge or two. This is a week where you don't necessarily have to go all in on paper to beat the Carolina Panthers.
No, but this is a week you get to fucking play a JV team and see what you got.
Yeah, but also, the guy was supposed to be suspended for 6 games. It got knocked down to 4.
True.
Maybe the coach feels like, gradually. We're not just, not just going out there for.
Listen, I'm looking for value. If you're asking me, can he catch 3 balls and a touchdown? Yeah. Can one of them be 60 yards and a bomb? Sure. For 4,000, I'll take the risk.
All right. So the tight end position, obviously, I think all of us agree that if you can get Travis Kelce in your lineup, I think that's the guy, or TJ Hawkins.
You get Swizzle?
Yeah, if you can get T Swizzle, or TJ Hawkinson. I think those are your two guys that you must start. Value at the tight end position is about as valuable as asking me to run the 40-yard dash. There is no fucking value. Because there isn't really anybody good. You're touchdown dependent on anybody after about the top 5. Just because I've already stacked Nico Suave and CJ Stroud, I'm gonna put Dalton Schultz in there. He caught a touchdown this past week, so I'll put him in there at 3,400, hoping to save some money for my flex position, depending on who I go with at defense. Is there anyone cheap that you guys necessarily like?
Dirt cheap, and this is only because I heard this on the radio before. Being in New York for 5 days and only having to listen to FM radio. And
wow, how did that feel?
Yeah, right.
Terrible. The Airbnb we stayed at did not have ESPN or NFL Network. So, not hearing anything about
Did you ask for a refund?
No.
I would have.
It was fine. But they were talking about Jonnu Smith starting to creep up into. So he's 2,900 on DraftKings, and this is 3,300.
What's the kid from Indianapolis that
which one? Mo Alley.
Yeah,
26.
That might be a value for me.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah, just because Richardson seems to be looking his way now. I don't know how many targets he had, but every time
I would love to say Goddard, but
yeah, it's just not happening.
No, it's really
Hurts
not. It's
good.
fucking annoying.
Hurts looked good finally. I'm happy with the way he looked. I mean, I know.
Yes. Oh, real quick. Rye, side note, Milda got her first win.
No shit.
Yes. She put up 175 points.
What was the lineup?
She has Hurts, AJ. She has Lockett. I'll go look at her. I'll look at her lineup.
I got it right here.
That's an impressive number.
Her lineup was Hurts, AJ, Hopkins, Bijan, Matt Breida, TJ Hawkinson, Tyler Lockett, Hollywood Brown, and the Buffalo Bills defense.
Not bad shit. Not
she
bad
left
at all.
she left 23.2 from Khalil Herbert on bench.
Wow. Okay.
And Brock Purdy scored 24, which wouldn't have outscored Jalen Hurts, but she does have another fairly decent value at quarterback.
That's not a bad lineup, man.
No.
Yeah, she ran into buzzsaws the first 3 weeks, and she's putting up. She's like 4th or 5th in points. So
yeah,
I'm proud of her. She's doing good.
Absolutely, that's a lineup to be proud of. I mean, like you said, you take Burrito out because she probably just did it for the homer and being there.
And we play each other this week.
Oh hell yeah!
Sleeping on the couch bowl.
Oh, I'm running good this week too. I think
on the couch bowl.
I played Craig in Dynasty, who doesn't have his quarterback and a couple of players.
That's right. No,
in NFL, who doesn't have half his fucking San Diego team and or Chargers team. And
that's who you're playing?
I play you in Dynasty, and you don't have Herbert this week.
Yeah. I got what's his name going.
And then I play Manning in his, and he doesn't have Herbert going. So I faded this week.
Look at you go. You faded.
3-1, baby. Both leagues. We ain't going to talk about it? No? 3-1? No?
We can.
Okay. That's me.
So defense, I took the New Orleans Saints at 3,000, leaving me 9,400, which meant I could take any player I wanted because Justin Jefferson is the most expensive at 9,100. So I took Tyreek Hill and I put him in the flex spot.
Yay!
So
after what I watched last night, Miami has the Giants on a short week.
Stack them.
The defense, just give me Miami's defense.
Yeah, no, but it sounds like Mike could stack the whole fucking. He could stack the whole. He's got 2 chains. He's got Tyreek. You might as well just throw fucking 2 in there too.
I mean, I might as well, right? I mean, if we're
Right.
gonna fucking do it, right? Huck it up, chuck it up.
Do
Fuck.
right.
No,
Do it all.
but I can't because I know that Tyreek will catch a long one in that game, and then they'll run the ball 73 fucking times the rest of the fucking night, so that Tua doesn't end up getting a concussion and throw.
Unless they try to go for the record and put a 73 piece up.
They won't.
No,
they won't. Mike McDaniels would kneel like a bitch. He won't.
I think the players said they came up to him and were like, "Hey, man, just don't kick it." Whatever.
They said, "Hey, we don't want to get our fucking asses run up when we play a good team. So let's not run up the score on Sister Mary Catholic School of the Blind." I get it. Wait to use your heart, guys.
The 48 ball that the Bills dropped on the following week.
Yeah, don't best believe I sent Brandon a fucking text when it was like 40-41. I'm like, "Yo, what's the score?" Nothing. Crickets. Jake did nothing. I'm like, "Yeah, you guys ran into a real fucking team this week."
Yeah, this is what happens when.
Where are they in the power rankings today, Mike?
Ernest still had him in like the top 5. I had him at like 8.
Stop. Yeah, I guess top 10, yes. Top 5, no. They were number 1 a week ago. What happened?
They ran into a team that knows how to play foosball.
They
had a big loss too, Buffalo. With their did we say that too? Injury, the corner that they lost.
Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White.
That's huge.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for them.
For sure. So whenever you lose a guy like that, and it's like they're not going to feel it today. They're not going to feel it this week because of obvious like in game that you can make an in game change, but like moving forward, they are at a severe problem.
And they had what's his name playing
Hamlin played special teams
because Hyde was out. Do they get Von Miller back though?
Von Miller is supposed to start practice today. I don't know. I don't know if he actually practiced today. I haven't seen anything because obviously me and you were at work all day. So, and I was sweating my NFL bets because I'm an idiot. But more on that on a different show.
Baseball bets too.
Oh God, so bad, buddy. If I just go with my heart and just don't bet the Brewers and just bet my prop bets, I win fucking everything. But hey,
not so fast, my friend.
Just got to be a real fucking retard over here. Oh, nope. I'll hit that censor button, Jim.
That's
on me. That's on me. That's on me. Yep, that's me. Precious to see you. Bring your iPad.
I'm the reason why that word is banned on the show.
No, you're not.
You can't use my banned word.
No, it's banned for everybody. It's a word that
he just self-imposed it on himself, though. He realized he did it. He apologized for his mistake.
And I'm apologizing, and I already said that I'll censor it if I can in post-production because that's on me.
If you want to give him a 1-game suspension, I'm cool with it, Craig.
Oh, you guys want to run this show next week? For fucking
me and Craig next week.
That's fine.
We'll FaceTime each other.
No. I'll set it up and I'll just sit here with my microphone on mute and just not be allowed to say anything. I have to show up like it's detention, but I can't say.
Sit in the corner and think about what you did.
Put jail bars.
Yeah, put jail bars over my screen. So
put like a 15-minute pause and then just a countdown so he can talk finally.
Mike, do it like
first 15 minutes, nothing. You got to sit out the first half.
It's like a targeting penalty. This player's been ejected from the game and must sit out the first half of next week's. Oh shit. So we were talking about the Chicago Bears, and we'll wrap it up with this. Tonight on Huddle Up, I filled in because they were down. Matt, who was watching the Phillies game, he's a big Philly guy, so he was watching the Phillies game. Kyle, student of the game, Kyle Nash, was out. He was dealing with another podcast stuff that he does, and he has Jim on his show tomorrow night, so to not double dip on a bunch of the talking points of that show, he was out, so it was just going to be Jim and Ernest. So Jim sent me a message and asked if I could be on the show, which is why I didn't answer whenever you called earlier. We're talking about Chicago Bears and how, hey, great first half of football. And they decided to, defecate all over themselves and let the Denver Broncos win. And I'm driving. So I was driving home and I unmute myself and I go, you guys haven't figured this out yet? The Chicago Bears are literally tanking to end up with the number 1 and number 2 overall pick.
Yes, as well they should.
I'm like, they have to look good at points. But there's no way in hell that Justin Fields, especially on that last interception to seal the game, he is looking at the receiver. He knows where the receiver is and just goes, Nope, I'm going to throw it behind you by 3 yards. I know that football is a fast-paced game. I played football.
But he's that bad. You think he was trying to hit that receiver? Let's be honest.
I think there was if you hit that receiver, we're going to phantomly put you on the injured reserve with like a hangnail or something. My God.
Cool.
No, why?
He don't go out a quitter.
I mean, honestly, I think the real issue in that team is the offensive line is
atrocious.
Dog water. All three of us could join that offensive line tomorrow, and we'd be an improvement.
Yeah. Well, come April, maybe with the 1 and the 2, you just draft yourself.
No, if 1 and 2, you go quarterback receiver because you get the guy you want.
You go Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison.
You go spend the money in free agency and get yourself fucking.
Hauls. I'm not drafting 2 rookie offensive linemen.
Not with those 2 out there.
Not to protect for a guy who can't throw a 9-yard go route or can't run a 3-yard fade route because he's too worried about running for his goddamn life.
Yeah, but I saw something today on ESPN. Caleb Williams said he makes more money playing at USC than he would his rookie contract, and if he doesn't want to go where he don't want to go,
I'm telling you right now,
going. So it don't matter what Chicago's doing. I don't think he wants to go there. Period.
I said this on the Huddle Up show. I said if I am Caleb Williams, I am not playing for the Chicago Bears. I will go back for my senior year at USC. And I will say best of luck to you guys because here's the deal. If he goes back to USC, what does that give them? A bona fide national championship contending team.
Yep.
He's making his money already. It's not like he's not making money. And guess what? You don't get to fucking play for a dumpster fire of an organization known as the Chicago Bears.
Period. Career ender. Mm-hmm. But if you get Marvin Harrison too, that might change my mind a little bit.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't unless they sign 4 new offensive linemen with them.
Cool.
You got to do something.
Yeah, that would be in my contract. You must sign 5.
Yeah, I need you to sign. I need you to sign David Bakhtiari. I need you to sign fucking Jason Kelsey. I need you to basically take every offensive line, the Pro Bowl for the AFC, and just bring them over. Because if you ain't doing that, I ain't playing for Chicago.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't necessarily know that I'd want to play in Chicago. They haven't proven that they actually care about that organization. That organization hasn't wanted to put a winner on the field since Jay Cutler was quarterback. Oh, we brought in DJ Moore. But we also let David Montgomery walk. Oh, but we brought in so-and-so for the defense. But you traded Khalil Mack 2 years ago for a stick of bubblegum.
Yeah. I forget he listed the 5 teams he would prefer to go to, and none of them
none of them are gonna be within striking distance from what I hear.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Maybe the New York team, maybe the Giants.
No, I was just gonna say, I get it, how things are different now with the way these guys are making money in high school, and now making money in college with whatever, they have their own way to make money and shit, but you should just be fucking happy getting drafted. Kyler Murray did the same thing. Kyler Murray did the same thing. It's not a good look going forward. You think you're going to hold, how's it a great look if you think you're going to hold the league by the balls?
What did Eli Manning do? He told the fucking goddamn Chargers that he wasn't playing for them, but they had to take him at number 1. How'd that work out for Eli?
I know he got traded. He cried to daddy and got traded.
But that's my point. He told an NFL organization as a senior with no ability to go back to school that I don't want to play for your shit organization. Don't draft me. And if you draft me, you have to trade me. And what did the Chargers do? Yes, Mr. Manning, whatever you say. He grabbed the ball. He grabbed the league by the balls and said, I am a New York Giant. So if you're Caleb Williams, who is better than Eli Manning, who is better than Kyler Murray, who is better than half of the quarterbacks that have come out in the last 5 years of the NFL draft, and is better than probably any other quarterback that has the potential of coming out over the next 2 years, and you're talking about a guy who doesn't like USC here, I think the guy has the ability to say where he wants to play. This isn't Shadur saying.
Doesn't mean they have to honor it, though. Doesn't mean they have to honor it. That
happened
in LA too. I mean, look at LA.
Yeah, but absolutely. But if
I had another sport to go back on.
But if I'm junior Caleb Williams and I'm looking at the Chicago Bears and I'm like, hey, this is charge on, boys.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go 0-17 next year and draft me at 1, hopefully you use that extra pick on an offensive lineman to protect my ass whenever I get there in fucking 365 days, because I ain't doing it this year.
Yep. Pass.
Hard pass. I wouldn't want to play for the Bears if I got over slot value of the number 1 overall pick with as bad of a dumpster fire as that organization is right now.
Yeah.
You're letting assets walk out of that building, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. We got a coach that's sitting here saying, no, I told Chase Claypool to stay home. And then you have the ownership group saying, no, that's not what happened. He didn't show up.
Yeah.
How are the coach and the ownership group on 2 different fucking pages?
You know what I just remembered? They traded up to take Mitchell Trubisky instead of Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Same organization.
That's
Let's
what
start there.
I mean. Let's here we go. Yeah.
Let's start there. And don't forget, Mitchell Trubisky only played 1 year at UNC, and he wasn't even that good.
He was mid. He was mid as fuck.
Mid at best.
What is your organization like that snake bitten?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, but they can't miss with this kid. I think he's going to be, is he going to be Patrick Mahomes? No. But can he be a top 10 quarterback in this league?
Bo Callahan is a surefire slam dunk.
How many people showed up to his birthday party?
Yep. But what his character? He's is he in the gym lifting? What's he doing?
Yeah, yes. Save Seattle football, you pancake eating motherfucker. Say it with me. You get Bo. So bad. I love that movie. I might go watch it now. All right, that's the show, guys. We had a lot of fun talking about the fucking destroyable, loving nature of the Chicago Bears. We've talked about the bye weeks. Honestly, Justin Herbert's really the only quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, I think running backs. We've had life without Austin Eckler because he's been hurt the last however many weeks. I think we have bigger questions to answer on next week's show when coming out.
You got Walker's out, Metcalf is out. Who else is? What are the other 2 teams?
Cleveland and
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
You're missing Godwin this week.
Yeah, if you have Godwin and DK Metcalf, I suggest going and finding.
I mean, in a 2 quarterback league, you might have Baker.
Yeah.
The therapist might be
a sensual massage.
So
he may offer a sensual massage before the end of the night.
Shoulder area or upper thigh?
Bacchiotomy.
Bacchiotomy.
Yep. All right, guys. As always, thank you for listening. If you would like, go over to Jim's Twitter page at Big Jim Sports. In the link tree, you'll find the link tree to all of the social medias for the show and for the host, as well as our store over on tpublic.com, which you can buy t-shirts to help support the shows. We might get an FKC Fantasy Hour shirt up there sometime soon. I'll share the link whenever I can get some time to get one created.
One's Husky or all nothing but double X's?
Yeah, the smallest size will be probably the double X. Smallest size double X, biggest size 5X.
Medium.
And you can model the hoodies that fit your neck and head, Craig. We'll make them wider for you, especially.
Well, no, it's easy because I put it in from the body first. That's how I get it in.
That's what she said. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week right here on the FKC Fantasy Hour on Huddle Up Inc.